Honkai Star Rail is HoYoverse's first brand new game release since the cataclysmal success of Genshin Impact's release in late 2020. Star Rail has attracted a brand new audience of players to HoYoverse's games, from the turn-based strategy aspect of the game and the sci-fi aesthetic, as well as, of course, having their core Genshin Impact fanbase ready to jump in to another HoYoverse game to get addicted to. Like myself. I think it is safe to say, with how much money Genshin Impact has made HoYoverse and a lack in impactful big changes to Genshin Impact, that Honkai Star Rail is probably where most of our Primogem money has gone. After playing Star Rail every single day since its release, I love the game. I can confidently say that it is an improvement over Genshin Impact. Now hold your tomatoes, y'all. I didn't say it is a better game. They are drastically different games in tone, combat, and core gameplay. I said improvement, or more specifically, they have made so many optimizations on game systems and design choices from Genshin Impact, improved upon them, and implemented those into Honkai Star Rail. I'm making this video because I love Genshin Impact, and I do not want Genshin Impact to be cast aside and not receive these amazing quality of life improvements that HoYoverse is obviously capable of doing. Both of these games can be symbiotic, money-making masterpieces for HoYoverse. Juggernauts of their respective genres, both being held to the highest standard that HoYoverse has to offer. It is 2023, where games are constantly patched, updated, and improved upon. It's not the 90s or the early 2000s anymore, where you go to GameStop, you get your GameCube disc, and that's the game you get. We should not be coming up with excuses or reasons why the billion-dollar game studio would not make these changes in Genshin. So let's go over everything in Honkai Star Rail that should be implemented into Genshin Impact. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's start off with some things that we experience every single day when we log in to play these games. Talent materials, or trace materials. You can farm these every single day. All of them, whatever one you want. In Genshin, I can only get the Teachings of Freedom books every Monday, Thursday, and then Sunday is the day where you can get any material. Come on, that's lame. We should be able to farm them every day. More on farming, you can farm the same weekly boss in Honkai Star Rail multiple times a week. You get 3 times a week, where in Genshin, I can only fight Dvalin once a week. If I want to get his materials to level up characters, I can't grind them out. I can only do one a week. We can do whatever one we want multiple times in Star Rail. Great change. And also little world bosses like this. This guy's like the Cryo Red is fine, okay? I can beat this guy back to back to back over and over and over again. In Genshin, you gotta wait the 5 minutes. Yikes. Or how about the fact that when we level up characters or artifacts in Honkai Star Rail, and there's a little bit of an overflow of EXP, we actually get the EXP back like this, while in Genshin, it says, hey, you're just gonna waste some EXP if that's cool, haha. Genshin does this for just weapons. It's time to do it for characters and artifacts too. I promise that not many of these are going to be that nitpicky, but dailies in Star Rail, they're just better. They're just more fun. There are things that we might just naturally do that day and just get it done and get the rewards, like clear a stagnant shadow, complete an Echo of War. I might just do that on my daily routine today. It's done. And not to mention, it's all through the menu, while Genshin has us running around and teleporting 4 times and then going back to the Adventurers Guild just to get the rewards. It's tedious. While we're at the Adventurers Guild, expeditions, or as they're called in Star Rail, assignments. Okay, look, not only is there an auto dispatch feature, so I claim these, that's great. Dispatch again, done. They're already ready to go. Okay, not only is there that, but look at some of these options we can farm through expeditions. These pretty much are monster drop materials, like things like hilichurl arrows or specters. Imagine passively being able to farm annoying drops all around the map like specters and whatnot. This is an awesome change. Not to mention, you can farm the big 3 here in Star Rail. You've got the weapon enhancement, you've got the money, but you can also farm EXP books passively. The final optimization before we get into some gacha and late game changes is controller to keyboard. I can seamlessly switch between the two. I'm a controller player, okay? Get over it. I can run around with the controller and then boom, I'm over on the mouse and keyboard and I'm right back to controller. This is amazing. I don't care if you're an elite mouse and keyboard gamer, okay? I like to play on controller, and this is an accessibility thing. It is just great that we can have the option to switch between. In Genshin, you have to go into the menu and switch manually all the time. It's tedious. I don't do it even though I want to. Because here's the thing. I know that hands down, menuing, gearing your characters, looking at your characters, leveling up artifacts, it is objectively better on mouse and keyboard. I get that. And I love the option that I can do that in this. If they put this in Genshin, oh, that would be fire. So Star Rail is still a gacha game, and it shares a practically identical gacha system to Genshin with the 4-star, 5-star rate and the pity system. But there is one awesome change here in Star Rail, and it is the weapon banner. There is only one rate up limited light cone or weapon here in Star Rail, which means when I pull on this, there's a 75% chance that I get this weapon, Zila's in the night weapon. Not two, where it's a 75% chance, and then it's between the two rate up banners, and you could just lose the one you want, where it's at best a 37.5. That is a big deal in a gacha game that is very, very, very positive for the player. Now, on paper, this might not come off as a gacha improvement, but it sure as hell is a free-to-play generosity improvement by HoYoverse. Here in the simulated universe, it is a late game, free-to-play. You can play it over and over again, game mode. You can get these materials for free every week, and you can purchase 5-star weapons with this currency. Yes, you can guarantee get the exact 5-star weapon that you want from a game mode that you get rewarded for playing every week. And you can even buy different 5-star light cones. These are the standard banner 5-star light cones from the glitter shop equivalent here in Honkai Star Rail. Once again, a guaranteed free-to-play way to get the exact 5-star standard weapon light cone that you want. Insane change. And finally, there's not going to be an Amber, Kaya, Lisa standard banner purgatory hell to get constellations or eidolons for them here in Star Rail. Because look, March 7th right here, she is already slated to be on Jing Yuan's banner on the second half of 1.0. March is like the first character you get. She is the Amber equivalent. While in Genshin, if you want an Amber, Kaya, or Lisa constellation, you can get them from the glitter shop once every 6 months, or the astronomically low chance that you get them randomly off of the standard banner and only the standard banner. Come on, HoYoverse. Start putting Amber, Lisa, and Kaya on banners. I don't think anyone's gonna mind when we're already rotating between Noelle, Barbara, and Diona every patch. Now, we all know Genshin is lacking in the super late game content department. Yes, the Abyss exists, but for super late game players such as myself and tons of other people, it's not challenging, even to free-to-play players, and there isn't really a huge incentive to play it all the time and continue to play it. But here in Star Rail, there are 2 different late game modes, the Forgotten Hall, which is pretty much the Abyss equivalent, and a new one, the Simulated Universe. I'm not gonna comment on the difficulty of these things yet, all right? Star Rail's been out for like 2 weeks. I'm sure after we've been playing this game for a year straight, we're gonna be whooping the Forgotten Hall's ass too, okay? So let's go over them. This is the Forgotten Hall. It is pretty much the Abyss equivalent. You've got the floors, they grade you by the stars, you get rewards for the first time you clear it, but never again. And then when you get to the end, see, look, I'm not that far. When you get to 15, you're gonna get to the other side of the Abyss where it's going to reset weekly. It's way harder and once again graded on the 3-star scale. So we have an Abyss equivalent. But Star Rail also has the Simulated Universe where you go in, there's multiple levels, you try to get to the end, picking up power-ups and items along the way. But this is the amazing thing about the Simulated Universe. You get your first time clear rewards, great, but check this out, extra drops. I can farm this over and over and over again, just for fun, just to play, to get new drops, to use new team comps, right? I am going to get rewarded for that. This is money, Mora equivalent, okay? This is artifact EXP. And then this is stuff to level up your characters like Hilichurl, Arrows, Specters, etc. You just get that absolutely for free for playing Simulated Universe. Something that actually incentivizes players to keep playing these game modes, to grind them out. The turbo nerds will get rewarded for continuing to play the game. So in short, Star Rail is already shaping up to have more options for late game players than Genshin Impact. Okay, if we're gonna get picky and petty for a moment, the character models. They're just better in Star Rail. They look more polished, the textures look better than Genshin, and the biggest thing is the lip syncing of the characters during stories, okay? The lips and the facial expressions, they actually look really good, and they don't take me out of any kind of immersion or look kind of dumb like sometimes they do in Genshin. They did an amazing job with the lip syncing of character voices. And the biggest improvement of all, are you ready? Dark mode loading screens. Now, I've got a few quick things I want to call better buts here in Star Rail. You can teleport directly to, this is a ley line equivalent, a world boss, etc. You can teleport directly to them and start fighting them. That is obviously super convenient, but Star Rail is not an open world game. Genshin's whole tone of the game is the tone of adventure, exploration, right? Like running around the map and running to these things does make sense to how the game plays and the vibe it's going for, right? Obviously, it's inconvenient and it's awesome that it's in Star Rail, so I'm just bringing it up as something that I don't mind, but obviously it is in Star Rail and not Genshin. On a similar note of open world versus not, you can sprint and run forever in Star Rail, okay? There is no stamina bar, but once again, Genshin's an open world game. It wants to give that feel of the grand, big adventure that you're on, and I guess the stamina bar kind of helps with that. I don't like it, but I guess I understand why they have it. And Paimon. So this video probably came off as complaining and annoying, but that's not what I'm going for. I love Genshin and I love Star Rail, and I want to see them both at their very best. So thank you guys very much for watching this video. Look, I stream all the time over on Twitch. I might be streaming right now, doing a bunch of Honkai Star Rail and of course Genshin. So guys, come through and follow the stream, and you might as well drop your Twitch Prime while you're there, okay? And guys, here on the YouTube, like, commenting, subscribing, it's absolutely free and it only takes a second. It supports the video a lot, so do that while you're here. And big shout outs to the patrons, Zik, Poison Tongue Boy, Baked Sayu, Meow, Govers. I appreciate you guys very much, and everyone else on Patreon keeping the dream alive. That's it from your boy. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, everybody.